I started walking dogs actually from the age of 9 years old. About 9 years old, my godmother was like a walker and boarder, and she'd just bring me along with her, and sometimes we'd have like up to 9 dogs walking Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park. And then I thought it was a bit embarrassing at that time actually. I thought, oh, I don't want no one to see me, don't want none of my school friends to see me, you know. So I started from that early age. I'd say teenage stage did do nothing like that. I just wouldn't be seen with any dogs at all. It was all embarrassing. My friends might see me. About 3 years ago, I started walking my godmother's dogs again, needed some extra money, started going into it that way. And suddenly it's a big thing. Everyone sort of wants to do it now, and it's not sort of shameful anymore anyway. I got into the rap music game from about the age of 16. A few friends of mine, particularly one who came from East London, really influenced me. He used to do this thing called freestyling, which is basically just saying lyrics off the top of his head. So freestyle is something I try and do every day. It's what I do quite a lot, just to express myself. Let me give you a little sample. Come from Chelsea, near Clapham Junction. When I was young, the police them days, they were rolling with truncheons. My function is here, no fear. I'm doing things and I'm about to throw lyrics out my mouth like a spear. Rappers like Wu-Tang Clan and Big Daddy Kane and Redman, this was the influence for me really. Whatever they were doing, I'd follow, yeah. One of them's called Under the Influence, just talks about when I used to go out with my friends and do silly things. I would say I was a bit like most of the teenagers in this day and age where, you know, nothing was above board. I got to a stage when I was really influenced by sort of like cousins and friends who were sort of like earning a lot of money doing illegal stuff, whether they'll be selling, you know, drugs or, you know, just doing sort of like selling stolen goods. So yeah, I got into it. So my music helped me get out of trouble. It gave me a focus, it gave me something to sort of like concentrate on rather than just spending my time doing nothing. Name's Carbon, no jargon. I'm on this mic, no smoking green like a garden. Pardon me, real Stevie. Because rap music is so influential, so powerful, that yeah, it can be used for good or bad. So I believe, yeah, some people watching rap videos or following certain rap stars would get into crime. I tell you the truth, when I was young, most people around me, everything they did was illegal anyway. So I actually, even though I knew it was wrong, it wasn't that wrong to me. It's only when I sort of like met other people who weren't living in that way that I thought, hold up. But things are different now. I'm older, wiser. Before when I was younger, now I'm older. I used to have chips on my shoulder, but I realized I need to go and get my CV and folder, older and wiser. I lost loads of my friends to jail. I've lost one of them, so obviously one of my friends died as well through crime as well. So yeah, some of them pulled out of it, some of them came out of jail. They sort of like things turned around for them. Some of them are still in that sort of mode and they just go back in, come back out, go back in, and they're sort of in that role, yeah. There's a point in your life where you have to say, listen, am I gonna go this way or that way? And it's sort of like, you know, sort of being desperate, really and truly. You have to get to that desperate point to sort of want to change. And if you don't get to that point, then it sort of never really happens. About 6 years ago, I went away to Ghana just to get away from London for a bit. I was getting into so much trouble here, and yeah, I suppose that's when I started taking religion a bit more seriously. I actually hated the sort of life I was living, and when I actually got to that point of hating it, that's when I found God in my life, and yeah, and it changed me. It gave, you know, really did. My benefactor is the Lord of mercy. He took me from when I was hungry and thirsty. I'm studying theology, and theology is obviously the study of God. And the reason I'm doing that is because I do a lot of church work. I work for my church. The thing is, if you find something good, you've got to tell people about it, I think. So with me, I would tell someone about it, I'd tell someone about religion, but it's up to them whether they accept it or not. When sort of faith and religion came into my life, I got much more confidence.
Steve's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's alright, he's alright. I'm bare love for Steve.
No,
man.
it's right.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He's a good nigga, man. Just when he was like 12 years old,
It's the arrival of survival, survival of arrival. We causing the tidal, bring the Bible. We're about to bring a revival called Carbon. I'm coming with more colour than Konica. I'm on this mic and I don't really get buzzing off no Bollinger. Now the love of the Lord is the power I draw. It's what I live forward, a word that's a double-edged sword. Shine like stars, one of them's called. And it's basically about, you know, just living life with, like, brightly, with a purpose. Behind my rap music changed, and the atmosphere of it changed. I'd say before it was sort of negative, a bit critical. I was a bit of an angry person, so after that it just changed, a bit more positive, a bit more, you know, encouraging, and a bit more hopeful, yeah. One of my favourites is called Walk in the Manor, and it's just a song about me walking in my area, just looking in my area and just focusing on things in my area. Same shops, new names I discovered down in the manor. As I walk in the manor bam, I see a man standing where another one staggered. I see a new crew where another one gathered. Walk in the manor was inspired by something I read, and I was just reading this passage in the Bible from a book called Ecclesiastes, and I saw this phrase that stood out. It said the same thing happens under the sun, and that's what inspired me. I thought, it's true. Even though things are different now from what they were 10 years ago, the same sort of things happens, and you know, the same sort of things will happen, and that's what inspired the whole track. Build a house that won't last the weather, but I'ma build my house in the heavens eternal, so I ain't labored in vain when he's reading my journal. And I see the labor of the rich don't cease, but in whatever they do, they can't find that peace. I see the labor of the poor don't cease, but in whatever they do, and if the poor don't find peace and the rich don't find peace, then peace must be